Five, four, three, two, one. Welcome back to Coffee Time News. I am your host, Justin Avalos. As usual, please hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all of our listening networks. Make sure you tune in every Monday for the Hot Podcast News and every Thursday for our Thirsty Thursday segments. Now, within a week of his new administration, Joe Biden has already put the American people on the back burner. Now, there's been new legislation that has been signed moments after becoming president that have affected the American people in a negative way. First of which was the stopping of the construction of the wall. Now, a lot of people don't realize the issues with this. One, a lot of people just lost their jobs. More than 10,000 people all at once just lost their jobs, lost their ability to provide for their families. But not only that, a defund of the ICE program, which of course is the number one agency that goes after sex traffickers as well as drug traffickers, have been ordered to release all illegal immigrants, regardless of the crime, from these facilities that they've been detained in. So, what does this really mean? Well, first, Biden, with one of his executive orders, had already stated that he wants to start adding illegal immigrants to our census, to the U.S. Census. Which, if you don't know what that is a tally of population. That way they know where funding needs to go in certain cities. So, like, let's say here in the city I live in, they do a census of all of our citizens here, and they decide, okay, well, in this area, there's needing to be more funding because there's more citizens, such and such. And it comes, of course, out of the taxpayer dollar. So that means more than 1 million people that were here illegally are now going to be counted, and that means more money from taxpayers. So again, not a good thing. Also, they're going to stop deportations, which is going to give people on the other side no reason to stop them from coming over. Now, regardless if you're for the wall or not, this is a huge issue, because that's going to be higher taxes for the American people. A lot of jobs that are going to be lost to people that aren't supposed to be in this country. And I do mean that. If you come into this land legally, you're completely fine. You did everything correctly. But if you're doing it illegally, you're just taking from that person that really needs this. And you're using your own selfish means to get here. Now, it's weird how this is happening. And it didn't surprise me because, of course, that's where Joe Biden got a lot of his votes, was from undocumented aliens. So I guess this is kind of like the payback toward them. But it's funny how he's not willing to put a wall to, protect the American people. But he was able to put a barrier at the Capitol to keep these violent protesters away from the Capitol building. So it's easy for him to protect himself, but not the American people. The same way how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were saying, oh, you don't need firearms to protect yourselves, yet they're surrounded by the National Guard with military-grade weapons, yet their lives, I guess, are more important than ours. But there's a lot of hypocrisy within that administration. Joe Biden did also sign a mask mandate stating that if you're on any type of federal land or property, you have to have a mask on. Not even moments after this, he went against his own policy by being maskless in the Lincoln Memorial hallway within his own freaking federal building. And when asked about this, the press secretary was like, we just need to focus on other things. Why focus on a deadly pandemic? Why, of course, set the example, lead by example? It doesn't pertain to him. It only pertains to us because we don't have the voice anymore. They silenced us in that voice. They made it well clear that we no longer have a voice in this country. Now, a bunch of other things that have happened that have gone against the American people. The Keystone Pipeline is going to be shut down, which affects a lot of people here in Texas because we are an oil industry, mostly here in Texas. So that's going to cut off, one, energy for a lot of states, and two, again, make a lot of jobs gone. So I thought it was all about building jobs, about building, a better future. But so far, he's cut people's jobs. He's let people that shouldn't be in America in America. But, there's a way that they could quiet you down. Of course, with this new COVID stimulus plan he wants to put into place that's going to put money in people's pockets, everyone's happy about that. They're like, ooh, we're gonna get the extra, money. We're gonna have 2,000 altogether. He wants to do $3,000 a year. That means like 300 or 600 for families with kids. Yeah, why not? Well, I don't see how that's a good thing. If you really care about the American people and want them to be able to provide for their families and to earn income, why not open the economy back up? He even stated that he wants to start opening the economy back up. So I guess since Trump's out of office, COVID's really not that big deal anymore. But of course he has a plan though. I mean, he stated in a tweet that, he was upset that Donald Trump within 8 months had no plan, but he does. But when asked about that plan, he said, "Oh, well, there's really not much we could do right now. Everything's kind of up in the air right now. We still have to do a lot of research in order to figure out what we're going to do." So his plan is we have no plan, which of course, makes me feel very safe with my health whenever it comes to the government saying, "Hey, you should take this vaccine, you should do this in order to prevent people from getting sick." Yet nothing's being done. And since we, of course, blamed Donald Trump for the 200,000, deaths that happened during his administration, should we hold Joe Biden accountable for the almost 4,000 deaths that happened since he's been in office? Or does that not help anymore? But, that's just the hypocrisy that's been seen right now. We're getting rid of these agencies that are supposed to keep us safe. We're making people lose their jobs, and we're making them get on government assistance, which is a bad thing. We should not have to rely on the government to take care of us. That's not the point of this country. We're a country built on hard work and earning our own. And of course, if we need it, have the government come in. But we're supposed to have a small government, not this big government. Because what happens whenever everything's shut down again and you're living $300 a month? Is that really going to help you? Or is, opening your business back up, being able to send your child to a daycare, going to school again, isn't that more important? We're already not even a week into this administration, and things are going to hell quickly. And I said that. I said whenever we get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in office, we're going to find out real quick whether this was a good thing or a bad thing. And so far, it has been bad. So far, these policies do not make sense. Why is it that he signed a policy reversing what Trump wants to do with insulin and epinephrine? Instead of lowering it, he's raising it. It's going to be more expensive now. Bringing us back into the Paris Accords. There's no reason why we had to go back into there. We're just wasting money taking care of these other countries that can't, fulfill their promise in this accord. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we going back into Syria? Why are we sending troops over there? Why is he holding the National Guard in a parking garage, freezing, with one bathroom, and not giving a shit about these people? Republicans had to step in. These senators had to offer their offices. Even Donald Trump offered his entire hotel to these service members because he cares about the American people. Regardless of what you thought about Donald Trump, the thing I could say before anything else is he put Americans first. You may not have liked how he did things. You may call him a bigot or racist, whatever. But he put us first. He loved the military. And so far, I'm not seeing that with Joe Biden. Now, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this stuff. I am still active military. And even though I'm saying all this stuff, I still want him to do well as a president because he works for us. He's supposed to look out for us and make the best decisions for us, not worrying about everyone else. Because we're the only country that worries about other people. I don't see China sending us money for aid. I don't see them sending money for the Philippines whenever they had the hurricane, the tsunamis, all this stuff. I don't see other countries doing this type of stuff. It's always America. So we need to take care of ourselves first before we start taking care of these external people. Of course, still having ties with these things. Of course, having the peace treaties. Of course, having trade. Of course, growing each other's economy. But it's just going to be run by China again. China is already back into play controlling our power grid. And it's only going to get worse. Again, I have hope. I hope that the Republicans and Democrats realize what's going on, stop him, and bring forth policies that are going to help the American people, that are going to make our lives better. But until then, I'm just going to report on what happens. And this is what's happening right now. Jobs are being lost. The border is no longer secure. People that shouldn't be in here are in here, and we're doing nothing about it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think below. Comment down below if I'm wrong, and if I am, please tell me how I am. I love having these discussions. It's never a debate, it's never an argument. I would just like conversation to happen because people aren't having these conversations. I'm seeing on Facebook, like, oh, we're getting money. Yay, Biden. Yay, Kamala Harris. Like, no, all they're doing is buying your silence. That's all it is. They're not giving you the means to earn your own living. That's what happens in these urban communities. They rely so heavily on government assistance that they're no longer able to get out of poverty. They're no longer able to get out of the crime and off drugs and all these things. They're not able to provide it for themselves because the government has stepped in and done it for them. And that's the issue I have. But anyway, join me every Monday for these updates. I'm going to try covering what's going to be going on within these next 4 years. And of course, every other thing in the news. Until next time, see you in the next video.